on, bitches! Coming soon to this theater. It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this special Thanksgiving edition of the Horror Movie Club. The club where, what do? We watch horror movies, of course. Always try to make sure that it's a movie that's not behind a paywall. That way, if you're listening to us talking about a movie and you think to yourself, damn, that sounds cool, I want to check that out. Guess what? There is always a link below in the description. Click on that and it will take you to an unedited, uncensored version of that movie. Usually something with commercials, but they're, far and few in between. Most important thing is that the movies are never edited. I wouldn't do that to you. I would never send you all to a censored version of a horror movie, especially if it's a nasty one, especially if it's a one with a lot of gore, which tonight's movie definitely fits the bill. There hasn't been a lot of Thanksgiving horror movies. They are very far and few in between. And it's interesting because, of course, Halloween started the whole trend of holiday-themed horror. Although, arguably, you could say it goes back to the real proto-slasher, which was the original Black Christmas by Bob Clark. And if you've never seen that, we did that on this channel. That's just fucking exceptional.
Sorry about the stupid echo my YouTube was on, and I wasn't in the room.
That's all right, man. It's all good. Yeah, actually, Pops suggested tonight's movie.
Yeah,
because it has who's in this?
Linnea Quigley.
Linnea Quigley, my wife. Boo.
Oh wow, we're
What's
live.
up, Preston? Damn, you're looking slick.
It's the hat.
It is, but you wear it well. You know what I'm saying?
It's my version of a modern pilgrim.
How was your Thanksgiving?
That was pretty good. I mean, food, fried turkeys, clogged arteries. Yeah, y'all eat. Do y'all do fried turkeys every year?
I had fried turkey once, and that was when I was working for Mental Health Association of Rockland, right?
Yeah.
And I ran this place that was a place for people with mental illness to come and hang out, right, and socialize. And I got away with murder. I broke the rules all the fucking time. I was bringing them like R-rated movies and shit to watch. They asked for horror movies, kung fu, whatever it was. I always hooked them up. But who really hooked them up was this guy, John. Oh my God, he was the shit, man. And what he would do every Thanksgiving was he would swing by and deliver a fucking deep fried turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And for these people, right? So he's
I can't eat a regular turkey after having fried turkeys.
Well,
I can't.
Dry as fuck.
It's delicious.
Look, you're gonna deep fry a boot and it's gonna be good, right? It's
and that exactly what you just said. Like they're not dry. Like there's no way you can have a deep fried like dry turkey. It's impossible.
I tried some and it was like all crispy and juicy and shit. because I had to try at least just a little bit. But yeah,
be careful because once you
know,
taste ambrosia,
oh, yeah, man. Look, man, it's I mean, I remember Thanksgiving with my my father and his second wife, and man, it was like, when you smoke weed and you get the dry mouth.
Oh yeah,
right?
Cotton mouth, man.
Cotton mouth.
Yeah.
That's what this turkey gave me. It was like eating cardboard.
That dry, huh?
That
Like
dry.
splinters.
But I want to keep the peace, right? Because my father had a hot temper and shit. So of course I just had to fucking pretend to like it.
well, that's why you need tons of gravy whenever you whenever you have just a regular turkey,
Dude,
and I never liked turkey gravy. I was like,
I tried. Old dirty fatty, what's up, man? Good to see you, Gray Wolf. I see you in the chat, bro. Good to see you as well.
Some rib. That'd be good.
Hoping that you had a good.
you know what I've been checking out? I've been watching a lot of Tubi lately.
Yeah.
And because mainly I went down to Farscape, trip for a while, and
that's a great show.
Well, I rewatched it, because I remember how great it was, because I'm a huge fan of like the Dark Crystal and all that kind of stuff, and Jim Henson killed it on Farscape with all the creatures.
Rivals of Pimp.
Yeah. So, and I noticed they had the remake of V on there, and do you guys remember V?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like the original V from back in the 70s.
The
first
V.
Yeah. And then they had a remake that was,
The first V was fucking amazing.
It was.
And then they did the sequel and it sucked, and then they did the series and it sucked because it wasn't the same guy.
Yeah.
Right? And for those of you that have never seen V,
was V originally a movie or was it a television series?
TV movie, like a miniseries.
Oh,
right?
okay. All right.
Like 2 or 3 parts.
Yeah.
And, back then you didn't see a lot of great special effects on TV movies. What up, Sonopa?
But the concept was amazing because I remember as a kid, I watched V and I was like, this is great, incredible, like amazing. Lizard people disguised as
people.
And you know what I noticed was it like there was parts in there where I was like, and I hate to make it political, but there are parts in there where it was like, it's like, holy shit, that's happening now. Yeah. I'm saying, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude.
For sure. But the thing is, it's also happened in so many other countries. They were just doing it instead of humans on humans, it was aliens doing it to like the entire Earth.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Doing to them.
I don't know.
God forbid we should become a spacefaring race, man, and there's intelligent life out there, we're going to fuck them up badly.
And I totally, like, Tubi's making me remember how much I enjoyed these series. You know what I'm saying?
Tubi's the shit.
It would be amazing if they put the remake of Battlestar Galactica, on there with the sexy Cylons and all that kind of shit. Because I loved the original Battlestar Galactica, but the remake, what made the remake better for me was that the storyline was consistent all the way through. It wasn't like one hitters, with a basic underline of we got to get to Earth, and the series final just blew me away.
Well, I mean, TV series back then often didn't have arcs or like continuity because the whole idea was you could just drop in on episode 36 and not be lost. Same thing with comic books, right? You could just like pick up an issue. At the most, it would be like the second half of like a 2-parter.
This is why Lost in Space worked. This is why Lost in Space worked, because they was always going to be lost.
Yeah. Well, it's it's basically Gilligan's Island in space is what that is. But, and I loved Gilligan's Island. I thought
it's not Gilligan's Island in space. It's actually Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah, exactly.
In space. That was actually and Star Trek was Wagon Train.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is literally what they said.
Yeah.
That's how they pitched them.
The thing is that once you recognize the formula, it's like you can't unsee the formula. So you start looking for other shit. And I think that's where
that guy right there, B was awesome. That Facebook user, that's my boy Brad Arney. That's my cameraman.
What up, Brad?
Cons. That's the guy who gets me to the cons and does it and records all the interviews that I do. Good dude.
I think that's what makes modern. Not movies, because movies are still following that same like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like formula where it's like just exactly like
mainstream shit.
Anime and all those other things. Like I think that's what makes them great, and I think that's what's making like modern TV series, like limited series, great too. Is that there's a definite beginning and a definite end, and it doesn't really follow a formula.
Yeah, dude. We are living in what will be remembered as the golden age of television. Television,
sorta,
way better than feature films. All the good shit is on TV. All the talent is directed to TV because Hollywood is just making fucking $250 billion fucking tentpole movies that like an AI.
After I've seen like Blue Beetle. Like I because everybody told me, like, it's great, but not as a superhero movie, not as a Blueberry. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I watched it and I was like, and you're fed up with shit when you can call everything that's about to happen.
Oh,
I'm saying, like, all right, now he's going to do this and boom, he did it, and it's like, now George Carlin's going to say this and George Carlin does
it. I really loved the Sons of Anarchy. It was like the end of every episode, man. They would hit you in the side of the head with something
Sons was the beginning of Sons of Anarchy was great, but after that first season, it fell into that formula where it was like, okay, what's going to happen.
Even at the end, man,
like the Walking Dead, the only season that's any good is the first one.
See coming, like when he capped
pretty much,
like when he capped his dad at the end of that one show, you didn't see that shit coming, dude. Bam!
Well, with Sons. You've seen that as a potential thing that was going to happen all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there was friction, then there's an underlying tension there, and then finally,
that's the key.
You knew one of them was going to kill the other one, and you knew it wasn't going to be the star.
You have to set it up. You have to set it up. You know what I'm saying? You have to. It's a case of the present changing the past, right?
Look,
where it's just like, if you could watch it over again, you would see it coming.
Well, I think it's especially bad for Brian, because Brian's a storyteller. So Brian
did as a gang was so calculated.
There
was just shit that they did that was just out of the blue that you didn't see coming, and it was always right at the end of the episode.
I'm telling you, I could see it. I could see it coming.
What was the second Star Wars movie, like, of the new trilogy? It was like The Return of Skywalker, some shit like that. It's The Last Jedi, right?
I think it was garbage version 2.
Dude, but here's the thing. It's surprise after surprise after surprise after surprise after surprise.
I'll tell you what, if Hollywood wants to surprise me, make a good movie.
Because they're just surprises for the sake of surprises.
It's
and
like,
you could tell that motherfucker who wrote that script, Rian Johnson, you could tell that he was just making that shit up as he was going along.
Here's the thing, like modern, manga comics, right? You got manga, and they're killing it, But it's because like Chainsaw Man, you got like a definite beginning, definite ending, and it works up. It's a slow build, and then it hits you and all that, and it's awesome. The way modern comics tries to compensate for that is have epic cataclysm after epic cataclysm after epic cataclysm until you're numb to it the whole time, because in their minds, they think their creativity is so stagnant that that's as far as they can see as far as like epic storytelling. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's the suits that are making that decision, right? Now, something like Civil War, that was an awesome event, right?
Yeah.
But they should have an event maybe every 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's the way Infinity Crisis was structured. The Cosmic Cube, all that. It was not like, hey, we're going to have the Cosmic Cube, and then right after we're finished with that, Infinity Crisis. It was not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cosmic Cube was in the 70s, and then Infinity Crisis was in, I want to say, early 90s. Am I right about that? Or
I got most all that stuff. So
No.
Infinity Crusade, Infinity, all of it.
Yeah.
Final Crisis, of course. That was all like the build up. They used.
Oh,
that
Final
like,
Crisis was the most epic thing ever, right?
Yeah, it was. You know, fucking Grant Morrison. Like, I mean, that guy's just a genius.
But
He's
then,
like one of those dudes I look at and just like.
but then DC lost their fucking minds, and then they started restarting the universe every 3 months.
Right.
Like,
One,
release a bunch of number ones, then cancel all of them, and release another bunch of number
every
ones.
fucking 10 months. It would even. It's not like it would even be a year, right?
I know. That's why I stopped messing with DC, because it was like there's no history at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're hitting the reset button again and again and again and again.
Exactly.
And you know why they do that? They do that to try to court the manga audience, right?
Honestly, I think it's more basic than that. I think it was like, I think it's
Are
because they
more
knew.
like manga now?
Well, no, I think it's because they knew number one issues sold better than number twos, and so they figured restart the whole universe, and then we can start out with all new number ones. And everybody's going to buy it because collectors are idiots.
Too, you know,
I think
Marvel
that was
did it too with the Heroes Reborn and all the other dumb shit where they brought Peter Parker back, but in the 90s, and Aunt May and Uncle Ben are giving him a computer instead
here's the
of a
thing.
notebook, right, for school, and it's like
Heroes Reborn was a one-time thing, but what made Marvel stupider than any other company out there was that when they seen Captain Marvel failing, they decided to restart the whole series. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, the manga audience that is a thing. I'm saying that because, like, I know millennials, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would tell them, like, they knew that I'm like a comics creator, had never read an American comic in their lives, right? And one of the reasons is because it's just like, well, when I go to get my manga, it's like 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12 or 24 or whatever, right? And wait, Thor issue like 348? How am I supposed to get into that? I'm not going to understand what's going on because I haven't read the previous 348 issues.
Well, here's the thing with that. Like, there was the reason why Walter Simonson's run on Thor was so successful is because back then Thor Marvel would hand the reins over to a creator and not be like, we're going to have a committee meeting and we're going to decide how the next 6 issues of Thor be written.
Oh yeah, and by the way, we have to make Nick Fury black now because he's black in the movies, and because people are watching the movies and then they pick up the comic, they're going to look at Nick Fury and be like, "That's not Nick Fury." This is the thinking.
But I think it's worse than that because while the movies are out of Iron Man, they had the chick Iron Man in the series. You know what I'm saying? So why change Nick Fury to match the movies when you're not going to keep the main character in the series consistent with the movie that's currently out of Iron Man? I mean, look, we all know
that was the death of the comic book industry, right? They weren't going to get new readers from the Marvel movies. They weren't, right? Very, very few. Yeah. What they were going to get back were the old fans because you'd have them guys our age, going to the movies, haven't read a comic in like 20 years, love the shit out of Iron Man, Captain America, Winter Soldier, like one of the best superhero movies ever. And then you think, gee, let me see what Cap's up to. Wait, Cap's like a black dude? The Falcon now? Right? And
now I've always said,
check out Iron Man and like let's see what Tony Stark is up to. That dude's
exactly. Yeah.
Opens the book and it's like Riri Williams.
Yeah.
Right? And straight down the line.
But yet they make
the opportunity that they ever had, and now they're fucking paying for it, and nobody will accept accountability for nothing.
Well, and there's another thing too, and I think there's something you're overlooking is that all of the successful Marvel movies were based on scripts, like books, storylines that were written in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Well, also
with the exception of Civil War.
Like you read The Ultimates by Mark Millar, which was like the what's the other universe called? Not the new universe, the Jim Shooter thing.
Ultimate
the
Universe.
Universe, right? So it was like Ultimate Avengers, which is what they should have called it, right?
Yeah.
And the movies are clearly using that as the fucking...
Not all the way, though, because...
For phase one. Right?
Well, no, Ultimate Thor wasn't in Ultimate Avengers.
No, I know that disappointed me too.
Ultimate Iron Man wasn't in Ultimate Avengers because in the Ultimate universe, Iron Man was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And
right. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, like they're not. It's not based on that. It's
what I'm saying is basically that comic was Mark Millar saying, if there were an Avengers movie, what might that be like?
I would totally support a Mark Millar like Ultimates Avengers, to be honest, because Captain America was a beast in there. You know what I'm saying? He was a complete military psycho. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
right when he's fucking fascist, really. Like,
he's like, shoot the Hulk in the head. In a Cannibal Hulk, I would totally be down with that. I'd be like, dude, it was closer to a horror movie than it was. It would be than a superhero movie.
Hulk want to smash Freddie Prinze Jr.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
He finds out that like Betty's dating fucking.
And how about Ultimate X-Men, where Wolverine leaves Cyclops like broken at the bottom of a well or some shit like that because he wants to go bang Jean Grey.
Yeah, I didn't X-Men. I
didn't like it either because it really like rocked it.
Yeah, no, I think that's garbage because that was also by Mark Millar. I think he fucking swung out with that one, but with the Ultimate Avengers, he fucking killed it.
I dug Ultimate Thor, to be quite honest. I thought that was pretty badass. I liked Ultimate Thor.
Dude, fucking like...
He was a beast.
Hippie Thor coming down to Earth and partying with his believers, like Nordic pagan peeps, right?
Well, in the Ultimates...
Stopping, like, whaling ships?
Thor was reborn in human form. So he was actually human, and I think Hemdall was a scientist that recruited him for the Thor program. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was Loki that was making him think that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, well, but he was actually human. He wasn't.
Maybe that's the truth.
Yeah. Well, no, because Ragnarok had happened and it was destroyed. Like Asgard was destroyed, and all the gods were reborn as humans. And Thor was human in the Ultimate Universe.
Really?
Yeah. At first, anyway, in the beginning, he was
maybe maybe an Ultimate.
Well, that's why he had that battle suit on with and he had he never had a real Mjolnir either. He had a mechanical Mjolnir. That was a science-based hammer.
Interesting. Yeah,
he got that later on.
Right. Whereas, like in the original Ultimate series, like it turns out that he's actually Captain Norway. Right? That he was like the product of a Norwegian super soldier experiment.
Yeah.
And then of course it all turned out to be fucking Loki. It's just like, no, he's not a regular guy. He is the god of thunder.
Well, I also like that.
It's like I love Hercules in the old 70s comics, especially in the Defenders. He would get mad because people would come up to him and be like, damn, I love your gimmick, man. I love me some Hercules. That's such a great character for you to base yourself on. And he's just like, no, I am Hercules. I am literally the son of Zeus.
Another thing I liked about the Ultimates,
being insulted by you,
and the Ultimate Thor, was that they tied the Nazis into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Loki and the Nazis all into the Ultimates, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and super right-wing Captain America is still just like a heartbreaking character.
He is.
That scene where he goes to fucking see Bucky, and Bucky was like a wartime photographer, right? Which was a genius idea of doing that, right? Because the whole sidekick thing was corny. So what about a guy who just followed Captain America around with a camera and became like the mascot of the platoon, right? Everyone loves that dude. And fucking Cap goes to him and it's telling him like, I don't know anybody. I'm completely lost in this fucking decade. And he fucking, there's a shot of him crying. And then the next shot, fucking Bucky is fucking putting his arms around him. Pretty much around his waist, because he's like, you know, much smaller. But I was so moved by that, by those panels. I was so moved.
Mark Millar's a beast, dude. He's an amazing writer. You know?
Yeah. And Brian Hitch also, you know, I mean, he was great at drawing costumes that looked like they were like on real people.
That's another thing I like too. It never looked like spandex or modern versions. No. You know, I like. It
was all detailed. I
got to tell you, like, I was a big fan of the Captain America in like the military uniform. Like that shit was badass, dude.
Surrender, bang. Yeah. Surrender, bang. What do you think this A on my head stands for? France. Remember that? He said that to like the Skrull commander. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, the Ultimates were badass. They're trying to bring them back, but I don't think they're, you know, it was honestly, I even like the end of the Ultimates, you know, where Blob just ate people.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you read the Immortal Hulk, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Immortal Hulk was the shit, you know?
Fucking shit. The shit. Right?
Body, you can't beat body horror.
One little thing in it, and otherwise it was like
completely
fucking just a horror.
It was a successful Hulk series because it was totally based on horror. You know what I'm saying? Like body horror is like the best.
When they chop the Hulk up, right? And like different pieces of him are.
Oh, dude, and he swallowed the scientist when he came together. He absorbed his body. I was like, oh.
Was his head alive? Like, I forget. Christ. Yeah, I think it, like all the pieces of him were alive. His head.
Or how about when he went against the Absorbing Man and he pulled his spine out or some shit like that, and the dude was still coming at him because he couldn't die. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude!
Amazing. Yeah,
this guy's a psychotic.
People, if you haven't read the Immortal Hulk, that's a comic book from the last 10 years that you can read.
Everything I heard about Immortal Hulk was so good that I traded a commission for the whole series. I was like, okay, give me the series, I'll give you a commission. You know?
Oh, and dude, who's the artist on
Alex Ross did all of the covers, but I don't know. I know he got fired because there was a cartoon he did like years ago that came out.
Oh, that's right.
And he got canceled because, of course, he did.
Hard not to. In this day and age. Oh man, I'm fucking.
Where's Matt at? You know, he's not gonna make it.
Man.
Matt is a traitor and a scumbag.
Why? What happened? Where'd he go?
And a piece of shit. He completely screwed me. He's like having Thanksgiving with his family instead of just hanging out here and just fucking talking with us. No, of course I love Matt to bits. He was like, yeah, sorry, not gonna be able to make it. I was like, yeah, no, I figured, bro. It's all good. There were
sorry, they're making me hang out with
movies and one fabulous holiday special, and anyone that disagrees with me can fight. Show that again, Pops.
I'm just looking at splash page after splash page in this one.
Man.
Oh, it's crazy.
All the fucking beatdowns in that are fucking brutal.
It's very.
And the Hulk can't die, so he gets really fucked up.
It's very Lovecraftian. Like when they really get into it, because the Hulk becomes like a cosmic being, you know, and he takes the place of the one above all.
Yes,
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's batshit crazy. That's exactly what you want. Sometimes is a batshit crazy comic. Like I like Frankencastle. I thought Frankencastle was good too, but people didn't like that.
I
never read it.
A lot of splash pages in this.
I had Bernie Wrightson's
number 25 was
Punisher.
about half splash pages, bro.
And I thought Bernie Wrightson's Punisher wasn't. I didn't think it was Bernie Wrightson. I was like, it felt like Bernie Wrightson with people telling him what to do. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that Bernie ever drew the Punisher.
Yeah, he did the Punisher where the Punisher was he was in hell and he came back and he was given an arsenal of weapons by an angel. You know, to go hunt down demons. And,
yeah. I didn't read that, but I knew of it.
I think it would have been like it for one, it didn't look like Bernie Wrightson's artwork. It looked like Bernie Light. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, after he broke his wrist, he was never the same.
Yeah.
If you look at the comics that he did after he broke his wrist, they're different.
Well, it felt like they were trying to make him like his style look like a pop comic style, you know, because they had it inked and all this kind of stuff. And everybody knows Bernie's best when he just does pencils with light inks, you know, or
Bernie
wash.
is best when Bernie does fucking Bernie. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about like the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you're the guy, you shouldn't be imitating anybody's look but your fucing own.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, dude, like, have you looked at your Frankenstein? But do you think
that's what I'm saying? I mean,
people not knowing how talented they are?
It's like
some people who are like humble to a point where it's like a fault, where it's just like they never like their own work and shit. And they think, like Mike Klug said it was like that for him at Marvel, that these the OGs would come by and they'd be like, man, I read that Man thing. It was really good.
You know, that's another Frankenstein artist that did the most original version of Frankenstein when he did it. Yeah.
Oh,
and,
fucking awesome, dude. And then they fucked the character up by having Dracula cut off his vocal cords.
Well, they tried to do a Punisher series that was based in horror, but then it looked like they tried to force Bernie to do it in a pop Marvel Comics mainstream way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and the series writer, it didn't feel like it was horror. It felt like the concept was horror, but they were doing PG-13 horror. You know? But it was on a Max title, which was weird because Max was an adult book title, you know? Right. So I don't get it. Like it was the strangest thing I've ever seen come out of Marvel.
Very, very, very peculiar. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up one of those images. And yeah, I mean it's just kind of it's something that when you look at it, it's sort of baffling. Let's see. Add to stream. There we go. Yeah, it looks like Kyle Holtz.
Yeah, like, and that's one of the better images of the book.
Kyle Holtz is dope as fuck, dude. But
and the guns, look at the guns. Like the guns don't even look like that's not Bernie guns. That looks like fucking Liefeld guns or some shit like that. Like that's just not.
Oh, this is the shit that they were using him for.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like they tried to do like a major horror supernatural series with the Punisher, and then they hired the right guy. They just, you can't do that by committee. You got to let him do his work, you know, and let the writer do his work too. I don't remember. Like, who was the writer on that? We gotta do a deep dive on this motherfucker.
Gotta do a deep dive. Yeah, I mean, because there have been so many comics I've missed. I think that a lot of people have missed because we've been gone since, everything collapsed like 10 years ago. And, I'm looking at some of these covers. The covers look kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the only thing cool about it.
I haven't heard of this fellow. Sniegoski. Thomas Sniegoski. Yeah, I have no idea who that is, or if he's any good. He's a guy who Bone is one of his comics. Yeah, and I love Bone, but why would you get the guy who does Bone to do the fucking Punisher? That's kind of weird. I don't know, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like, we're gonna do this awesome. Like it was under Marvel Knights, not Marvel Max. I'm sorry. And it was, it's just the weirdest thing, I mean, Marvel Knights was, again, an adult type of title. And then they had painted covers by Bernie and shit like that. I just don't get it, dude. Well, not Bernie. I don't think Bernie painted them, but he did the illustrations and they had somebody come paint it.
Right, because there was no way that they were going to print a black and white.
No. And but they probably would have made out better if they just would have let Bernie do Bernie, And
made it like, but here's the thing. You can make the Punisher film noir, right?
Yeah.
You can't make him horror unless you're just like, going completely bonkers, like Rick Remender did with Frankencastle. Like that, I thought was like really entertaining.
I never heard anything bad about Frankencastle. Like I heard pretty much all good shit about it. Like there was nothing.
He gets like turned to mincemeat by his.
He gets chopped up by Wolverine's son, right? Like
yeah. And so like his body parts get discovered by some mole men, right?
Yeah.
But they can't find everything, right? So they bring all the pieces to Morbius, who it turns out is living down there. And it's like, like a monster super team with Morbius, Manthibian. Manthibian is in that. Big Manthibian fan. He never got his own series.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of an Amphibian.
Oh, it's like, he was like in 2 issues of one of the black and white magazines. I can't remember which one it was though. Like a backup story. Amphibian was the shit, man. That's great in Frankencastle because at the end of one issue, he gets his fucking brain, like his head blown off.
Okay.
Right? But then he shows up in the next issue attacking whoever it was that did that to him because he's like, that's not where my brain is. Because he's an alien. So he's not like a creature from the Black Lagoon. He's like a creature from the Black Lagoon that has like human intelligence from like outer space. From like
I'm gonna have to check that. Well, honestly, I've sworn off Marvel and DC. Like I refuse to watch anything or have anything to do with them from here on out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
you know what it is?
Because they're killing my love for comics is what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. And it's not hate for me. It's apathy.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, I'm so checked out.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Fucking time ago. Now with the movies, they fucked up so bad that normies are checking out of those.
I've had friends that said the Marvels movie, oh, this was a solid movie. I'm like, I can't even respond. I can't do it. I've never seen it, but I guarantee you it was not a solid movie.
I am not watching that shit for nothing. Yeah, no, you have to put my nuts in a vice.
No, dude, I can't. I couldn't do it to myself. I don't hate myself that much.
Exactly, right? It's just like you have to practice self-care. And if you're practicing self-care, don't fucking subject yourself to that shit. Yeah. It's just going to make a big vein pop out on the side of your head. Dude, they could have, for Captain Marvel, they could have done fucking Jim fucking Starlin.
Dude, if they would have did that storyline.
Captain Marvel was by far the best Captain Marvel of all time.
Well, if they wanted to do like a really successful movie, a series of movies, they should have did the original Captain Marvel from, like, of course, abbreviated, but
mega bands.
Life to Death, where he gets cancer and he dies, surrounded by all of the Avengers, and then he versus Thanos in the afterlife, and then finally accepts that he's gone and kisses death and goes his merry way into the afterlife.
Yeah.
Talk about an amazing fucking series, dude. That would have been
that was actually a graphic novel.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got 3 copies of
it. I
them.
do too.
But
absolutely, really beautiful, right?
Exactly.
When they kill a character off, you're like, oh, this is just a gimmick. But
and then
beautiful.
Oh, it was great because you had Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, all these motherfuckers trying to find a cure for cancer.
Trying to fucking save his life.
Yeah.
And failing.
Exactly. Then you had Rick Jones being the angry guy, being like, "No, Cap, you can't give up." And it was amazing, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to do a real movie series about Captain Marvel, you should have did that. And then,
and the thing is, it was relatable. Right?
Yeah.
Because there are people that are in life that know that they're dying, and they go out like fucking soldiers. They go out like G's.
And they said Marvel didn't bring Captain Marvel back out of respect because you can't cure cancer, and they didn't want to give anybody hope.
But then he came back in Secret Invasion.
It was a Skrull.
But then he was a Skrull.
Yeah. No, so they never brought him back.
Trying to get your money. Look, we brought Captain Marvel back. The one with the neck.
Well,
band,
from what I heard, they were testing the waters, and if he was receptive, you know, like, and sales went up because of it, they would have brought him back, you know, because of course, you know, corporate greed, you know, fuck people with cancer.
So they were just like sticking their toe in the water. Just
basically, yeah. And because it wasn't, the sales never got as high as they were hoping by, you know, bringing that type of shock value character back, they just made him a scroll, you know.
Well, also, then you'd have to bring, because the Captain Marvel, that's not just, because of course, you know, there are many characters called Captain Marvel. The one that's Shazam, for instance, that's the real Captain.
Which is one of my favorite ones. Is
Marvel, is what we were talking about, Captain Marvel.
Yeah. But Marvel has like that cult following for some odd reason.
Yeah, no, Marvel was the shit, man. Marvel was the shit. Loved what
Did you see the What If story?
Some of my favorite comic books from my childhood, dude.
Did you ever see the What If story based on the Death of Captain Marvel graphic novel where Captain Marvel, they did cure Captain Marvel?
No.
And then he became like a plague, and everywhere he went, he spread like a cancerous disease to everybody.
Oh, wow.
And then at the end, he brought world peace because, you know, it's Captain Marvel, but at the same time, there was this mysterious disease that was acting like cancer that was killing people.
Oh.
And it was because
basically spreading a plague of cancer.
Exactly. Yeah. And
oh my God.
So at the end of the book, like, they finally realized, like, we can't cure it because it's not supposed to be here, you know. It's like, it's because Captain Marvel wasn't supposed to live, you know. And dude, like, everybody died. I mean, Rick Jones died, fucking, you know, Captain America bit it, like, everybody. Dude, I think like Fantastic Four, you know, like, bit it. And finally, you know, Cap had to off himself, you know, and just fucking die at the end because he was like, you know, he had to be a real hero and commit suicide, you know. And he like I said, he went out like a soldier. But yeah, dude, it was brutal. They did not hold back on that one, dude.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, it just pisses me off that with the Marvel movies, that they could have done like the Jim Starlin universe, right?
In a way, they kind of did because the Cosmic Cube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They did a shitty version of it. Let me put it that way.
Of course, they did a Hollywood version of it, you know? And another thing too, like
Galaxy movies are those are I'd say all three of those are at least, you know, good.
Well, the first Iron Man movie was successful because the guy who did it was a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then after that, they just, you know, it got put into the Hollywood meat grinder.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't even know why Marvel sold to Disney. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because Marvel had at that point, like, yes, they were going under because they couldn't figure out this, you know, how to cross over into the next medium. You know what I'm saying? And like, they had sold the X-Men to Sony, you know, and they
for
some other
too.
Yeah, exactly. And so like Iron Man was a huge risk for Marvel Comics because they bet everything on that motherfucker. And it was a huge success because it was made out of because it was true to the character, you know?
Yes.
And they had no reason to sell to Disney except for greed. You know what I'm saying? That was it.
Yeah. And I remember when Disney bought Marvel, because people were freaking out. People were losing their minds, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, calm down. Disney, I'm sure, you know, they bought Marvel, okay, but they're going to be smart enough to just be like, oh, let's just leave that alone. Let's not fuck with that, and let's let it make us fucking tons of money.
Who knew?
You're talking about the company that's
was like, oh shit, this is the end.
You're talking about the company that's stepping on its own properties and fucking them up.
Yeah, but at the time they wasn't doing that. Like, they fooled everybody because they were like, you know, they were like, yeah, like they would put out some bangers and then fucking the world went fucking Looney Tunes.
And they went Looney Tunes with it, man. Look, it's psyops, dude. It's psyops. You know, it's all the CIA is all up in the fucking Marvel movies. No fucking doubt, right? Because we know for a fact there's an Operation Paperclip, right? That started in the 1970s, like after Watergate. They were like, you know what? We need to control the media, right? And so they do. But also, when you have something like, they actually get final script approval from the CIA. This is a fact. You can go look this shit up, right? I'm not making this shit up. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is conspiracy fact. In the end credits of WandaVision, they actually thank the CIA.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. I had no idea.
So they're not even, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mentioned this and people were like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. I'm like, they're not even hiding it.
Yeah.
It's right there. They're doing it right in our faces.
It's funny if you want to make somebody look crazy.
Batman.
All you have to do is say it's conspiracy theory. That's what it is.
Yeah, and guess what? That was a psyop too.
It's crazy.
They make sure that whenever somebody, you know, was talked about a conspiracy, that they would think that the word conspiracy by definition would make something incorrect.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts how many people buy into that too. Like it really is crazy.
Dude, that's because at least 30% of the fucking population are just irredeemable fuck, like stupid.
And like if you spill truth to them, they're automatically like conspiracy theorists. You're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
like,
and that's by
you're one of those crazy conspiracy theorists living off the grid.
The tinfoil hat. Oh god.
Looking for Bigfoot, you know.
I'll own it.
I don't care. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I want to talk real quick about this this movie that I saw from Argentina. It is called why am I blanking? Oh, that's right. That's because I've had a little bit of the THC. It's called When Evil Lurks, and it's an Argentinian horror movie. That's there's a lot of possession movies, right? Lately, especially. There was a fucking Exorcist remake, which supposedly sucks ass.
I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was fun. What was that?
I kind of liked it. You talk about the Exorcist movie where the two girls went into the sewer and got possessed by the. I kind of like. I thought that was cool. Like it was.
I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion.
It was. I thought it was really cool. And fuck, dude, like it was like two fucking. It was like the first movie, except with two fucking demon girls in there. It was nuts. And then the twist in there was really good. Like the plot twist was, oh, dude, it was amazing. I dug it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of us were worried because it's by David Gordon Green, and the first in his Halloween trilogy was Tizite. Second one, it was like, not as good. But, you know, it's Halloween 12. So, you know, what part of that don't you understand when you go into that? And then the last one that he did was like a slap in the face to the fans.
For Halloween?
Like, he didn't know where he was going.
Yeah.
But he planned a trilogy, but he didn't have his fucking ending. Writers, always have your fucking ending. You can change it at the end if you want, but it will make sure that you don't paint yourself into a fucking corner like douchebags like him.
I'm not a huge Halloween fan. You know what I'm saying? Or any like scream queens or anything like that.
I'm not a slasher guy. My buddy Chris. By the way, Chris, happy Thanksgiving if you're listening, and much love to you. He's a guy that's younger than me and is like really into like the 80s slashers. And I had pretty much brushed those off to the side because, you know, I was just like, you know, like torture porn movies. I was just like, yeah, it's enough. It's enough. What he pointed out, because they made so many, some of them are really good. Like Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp is fantastic. So we're talking about possession movies, right? This is a possession movie that's completely original. Basically, it takes place in a world where demons are possessing people, and they just kind of hang out in the body. And the only way they can get out and become real, become physical beings in this world to cause chaos, is you have to kill them.
One side note, though,
yeah.
I did watch the Nightbreed extending cut
Yeah.
that you guys suggested.
Yeah.
Totally blown away. And one thing I didn't know was Doug Bradley was in that movie. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, dude. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was the old man with the
with all the eyes in his face.
When he died,
that's in the original, that had to be part of the extended cut. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember that being in the original movie when he died and the eyes were showing. You know?
Yes.
But
yes. But it made sense. The pacing is great and everything.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that like 100 times better than the?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, what is
totally different film?
Now with this, you said they have to kill him and the demons come out?
Yeah. Then the demons come out.
Yeah.
Like, then they manifest physically.
And what's this movie called?
It's called When Evil Lurks, and it's like I said, it's an Argentinian movie. And I think it's pretty phenomenal. Take a look at the trailer. So, like, this guy has come out,
and he's like, that motherfucker right there, he did it.
Now, people in this movie, they live in a world where, like, people don't go to church anymore. Basically, people believe that God has died or abandoned them.
Yeah.
Right. And so these demon-possessed people show up and they cause something that's like a blight, right? The evil fucking spreads. And like I said, the worst thing you can do is kill them, because they're hanging out in these, like, they'll possess people for fucking years, right?
Yeah. And
just hang out and just fuck with their loved ones until they finally snap and kill them. This is a guy that's noticed something wrong with one of the goats in his goat herd. Right, so he blasts the shotgun, and all the goats leave,
except for that one. Oh shit!
Yeah, so it's like, that the goat's possessed. First of all, because he didn't split, right? He wasn't spooked by the shotgun blast, but he goes up and puts his head to the barrel of the shotgun as a way of just saying, like, come on, motherfucker. Come on, right here. And
so when they kill him, the demon jumps to another person?
It kind of contaminates the area for miles.
Oh shit!
So when they,
it's like lays waste to everything.
It lays waste to everything. So the only thing that you can do when somebody gets possessed is fucking wait them out.
Whoa! Shudder actually put a good movie out?
Yes, this is on Shudder. This is, well, I mean, Shudder didn't make this. They're showing it. Do you know what I'm saying? They made a deal because this is made by independent Argentinian filmmakers, right? And I always love when some new country shows up and represents.
Is it in English or is it subtitled?
It's subtitled.
Ah, that sucks.
But there may be a dubbed version, because there's dubbed versions of a lot of stuff these days.
Well, believe it or not, Shudder is the worst. Netflix too, with dubbed versions. The best place to get dubbed versions that I found is Tubi. You know
Tubi's
what I'm saying?
Shit,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
understand.
crazy though. You know what I'm saying? Like a free site.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, if I put a YouTube link in the description, people are much more likely to click on that than they are if I put a Tubi link. Like, they think that maybe they're gonna have to, like, create an account and all this other shit. No, you just click on the link and watch the fucking movie. So, that guy blasted and possessed goat, and everything don't stand in the shadows. Try to avoid shadows. Yeah, like there's this guy that's
that
been
dude doesn't look
possessed
nothing
for-
like Linnea Quigley. I'm just saying.
Oh no, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to tonight's movie. I know we've been rambling, but yeah, it's like there's this guy in town, and he is ripe. He's just because I mean, the special effects in this are vile, like Lucio Fulci level. Like they're possessed are just disgusting. They're all bloated and fucking, pustules everywhere. They're just gross. And so there's one in the town, and they basically think he's about, he might kick it. But they can't kill him. So they just like wrap his body up and transport it, drive a few miles away, and just dump him. It's like I said, it's a completely original.
Hay un embichado en el pueblo.
There's a possessed one in town. Right, so as soon as they know that there's a possession in the town, yeah, things have gotten bad.
Hay un embichado en el pueblo.
Because evidently, the cities were the first to go. And
oh shit! So this is apocalyptic.
Spreading out into the more rural areas.
Estás asustando a mi familia.
¡Lo vi con mis propios ojos! ¡Estuve con él! Esto va a ser un infierno.
This will turn into hell.
No!
Yeah, and of course, a demon can possess you at any time.
Yeah, there's no dub version.
I'm sure there will be. That's
Hopefully, yeah.
Because it's fucked up that like you and other people that have dyslexia can't watch movies with subtitles.
I can read subtitle. I did it with Pan's Labyrinth, just that I got to pause it because it takes me so long to read the shit.
Yeah, that's no way to
Tenemos que
watch.
encontrar a la bestia. Antes de que
Don't be telling people I can't read, Brian.
I'm not saying you can't read. I'm saying that you have dyslexia.
I know. I'm just fucking.
Okay, and so right, we both got ADD.
I am not impotent, Brian.
Got my Adderall. Finally,
I thought you quit taking that shit.
I quit taking it because I couldn't get it anymore.
Oh, okay. You just got to be careful with it because it has some bad effects.
Oh, dude, the withdrawal off of that shit was brutal.
It's almost not a withdrawal. It's just that it's a no energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
los tiempos de la fe se terminan rápido.
you know, I seen another movie that looked pretty good too. It's called Lamb.
Yes. I've been watching that for ages.
Yeah,
Been
I
meaning
think
to watch that for ages. Still haven't.
we're gonna check that out. Yeah.
I finally watched Bones and All, and that was really good.
Yeah.
That I really enjoyed. That's about cannibals, like people who were genetically cannibals, like it's hereditary, and it's like you have to eat people, otherwise at some point you're just gonna go nuts and fucking rip somebody's throat out, and
shit.
you will go to prison. Or you might kill the wrong person. You might kill a loved one or something like that. So it's like you have to go out and you got to eat people. And oh my god, it's like but it's a drama, right? So it's kind of like The Sixth Sense in that way, where it's like more of a drama than it is like a horror movie. But the gore in that's fucking brutal.
There's a vampire movie on Tubi. That's pretty brutal, dude. Like, it is.
Dude, that's the most general statement ever. There's a vampire movie on Tubi. Yeah, I'm sure
It's
that's
called-
like at least 5,000 of them.
Well, this one's called The Stranger. and it's an Eli Roth presents type of movie.
Yeah.
And dude, it's pretty brutal. You know, like,
is that worth watching?
Well, it has the premise that like vampirism is a blood disease. You know, like if it's highly contagious, and if you're exposed to the blood, like they have this dude that gets burned severely. So the guy like rips his wrist open, just starts smearing his blood all over the dude's body, and it heals him. You know,
right? But now he's a vampire.
Well, yeah, but the crooked cop, that son that put that burned that dude so bad. You know what I'm saying? Well, the vampire beat his ass and like tore his ass up and set him on fire. And the cop like blackmails dudes. He's like, I know your blood heals people. You know, he's like, so you're going to heal my son. And his son's a psychopath.
So he's going to turn like a psychopath into like a super.
Well, he refuses to give him the blood, right? Now, the vampires aren't supernaturally strong in this movie, which I kind of like because it makes them vulnerable.
What's this again?
It's called The Stranger. And so a bunch of the cop and a bunch of his friends beat this dude's ass and take his blood, you know, and he goes and administers it to his son, you know, and it's crazy, dude. It's insane.
Right. I think I know which one it is. It's not the one with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, it's the one where it's a dude standing in a graveyard and the cover's all red and he's kind of a silhouette and it says The Stranger on it.
Yep. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's fucking insane.
I will definitely check that out later. Let me put on the trailer for tonight's movie. Tonight's movie is The Last Thanksgiving. Now, like I said, there's been like, you know, in the 80s slasher era, there was, they covered every fucking holiday imaginable. Christmas, of course, you know, April Fool's Day. Like, I mean, they pretty much made a horror movie out of everything but Groundhog Day, right? And Thanksgiving. I think
we only found a few.
Right?
I got to be honest. I was hoping you would have picked the other one where it said "gobble gobble, motherfucker."
Yeah, no, that looks cool too.
Thanksgiving.
We ended up watching this one because we were like, I was like, well, shit, it's like an hour, 17 minutes. It's not like a big commitment, right? And that's one of the things I like about the movie is the fact that it doesn't wear out its welcome. You know, these days, look, fucking, I love Terrifier 2, but there was no reason to make that thing like 2.5.
Dude, like you guys turned me on to Terrifier, and I watched it. Me and my wife watched it.
Oh,
the fucking villain in that movie is so cool. Like I love. He's not just a clown; he's a mime. You know what I'm saying? And the mime part of it, he's like an evil mime because he's like,
yeah. Well, because he's always pantomiming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, dude, but the most brutal part was when he had that chick hanging upside down. You know? Oh, I'm not even gonna say it because it's too brutal. Yeah. And you could say he's getting into it. He's like,
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Terrifier 3 is going to be a Christmas horror movie. That's coming out this December, dude. That's getting a theatrical release. Like Art the Clown is like a force to be reckoned with.
Dude,
it's like these super low budget movies. Like we watched that movie, Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
That was amazing. Yeah.
And I was like, they had you could tell they had no fucking money. And they made like
they pulled it off, movie. Dude. That's called talent. You know?
That's called talent.
Doesn't matter how much money you got. Like it ain't gonna pull a good movie. You know, you need talent.
No.
I said that dude a friend request on Facebook. He hasn't replied, and on Instagram, all those places. I hope he replies because I want to message him. Yeah.
Damian Leone. Oh, that'd be great if we could get him on this stream. Yeah, he's gonna be a very busy boy. I hope he's getting like the Terrifier series done. I mean, Art the Clown will have to come back at some point, right? But he doesn't have to be making those movies because I want to see something else by him.
Yeah,
I think he's maybe one of our, hopes for horror, because it's like you look at this at this era that we're in. Where's the Romero? Where's the Cronenberg? Where's the Toby Hooper? Where's the John Carpenter? Right?
I want to see him do more classic monsters. Like he did such a good job with Frankenstein and the Mummy. Like I just want to see more.
Yes.
Of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
yeah. And of course he does his own special effects.
Yeah.
Which is
the brutality
really
in that was just crazy, dude. I mean, that was so metal. Yeah.
Super metal. And like I said, I love Terrifier 2. Like I think that's a terrific movie. But it's like not everything has to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not everything has to be fucking Lawrence of Arabia. Screen caps for this movie are far and few in between, unfortunately, because I don't have a video copy of this. I couldn't find it. I just watched it on Tubi.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at a couple of images that I could find. Yeah, there's the killer. What's his name again? Ted or Tad?
Which one?
I forget. The one that was wearing the mask. Basically, he's Leatherface.
Yeah.
In this thing.
Yeah.
This dude.
Yeah. I think it was 10.
Yeah, so it's just like you have to have at least one masked killer. And that is a pretty creepy looking mask.
But he was part of a whole family of fucking weirdos. So,
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, it's because what this is about is
like that guy was his brother or something.
It's about these people in a diner that are besieged by this family. It's a brother and actually there's 2 brothers and a sister, and they're carrying on what the tradition of that goes back to like when the Mayflower arrived. Like, it turns out that one of the people on there was a witch, and through this cannibal ritual maintains a kind of immortality. So that's a cool concept. The characters are really well drawn. You really get to kind of know and like them, which is a hard thing to do with this kind of movie, because basically those characters are bowling pins.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, right? Set them up and knock them down.
They're one and done.
Right.
This whole movie is a one and done.
And this movie does a great job of actually making you give a fuck about the characters. Like, they're kind of charming. And then, of course, so there's some emotional investment. Also, man, the budget on this is really, it looks like it was shot on somebody's phone.
Yeah.
Right? Shot on video. You can tell some of the cast are amateurs. For the most part, you can tell that they're actual actors. The special effects are questionable. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. That's for damn sure. There were a couple of times I was like,
wheelchair dude's death was really good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's some. Yeah. So some of the kills in this are also really good.
Look, you guys know I watch horror for the laughs.
Yeah,
this
for
one
shit and
was
giggles.
full of them. I had a blast watching this movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm not going to say like, hey, everybody go check this out, put it at the top of your list or something like that.
No,
like,
but it's hilarious.
When Evil Lurks.
It's
right?
a great holiday movie, man. It belongs in the holiday circuit, like Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, right? You watch that, and then you watch that.
Well, here's the thing: it's competently made, right? You can tell that they had like a good cinematographer for this, like somebody that understands composition, right? And for the most part, the cast is pretty solid.
The script
but you
wasn't
tell
bad.
like a fucking whole movie. Like you can tell that they wanted to pull off all these gore effects and they just didn't have the money.
Right, they didn't have the money. But I mean, I like the dialogue was good. The script was good. I mean, you know.
Yes. Much better than I expected, because that's the thing. It's just like there are so many low budget horror movies out there now that it's like, you know, that there's got to be, nobody can separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Like the cream will rise to the top, but that's going to happen in like 10, 15 years? That's when you're going to like find out what you should be watching now?
Well, it's funny because I watched this, like I started watching this right after the show last week, right? And I sent Brian a message right away, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking hilarious, dude! I'm in." You know.
Yeah, let's check out. Okay, this is a teaser. This is a teaser trailer right here. Designed to just kind of, you know, tickle your ass with the fact. Get you interested. Oh, and it's got a great new retro wave soundtrack. Right? It's like totally you can tell that the composer's totally entertaining John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Watch it. It's like the turkey's glowing from inside.
It's acting like a
It's a beating heart. Yeah, and then of course that reminds me of My Bloody Valentine. That was like one of the better slasher movies from the 80s. Terror Train is a very good horror movie, also from that slasher period. So there are good ones out there, and I understand why people have an affection for them. I don't necessarily share that same affection, or at least, like, I mean, like, you know, since getting to know my friend Chris, it's just like, okay, I've taken a look at a lot. I've seen them all now, right? I've seen just about every 80s slasher. And it's like certain ones, like Friday the 13th Part 4, that's like the best Friday the 13th movie. It's just, you know, which, you know, originally I was just like, eh.
Yeah, well, see, by the time you get to number 4, I'd lost interest.
Yeah, no, I mean, that wasn't it. I just wasn't.
I still like Jason X.
I do too. A lot of people don't. I actually think that that's a fucking that's a fucking hoot.
I mean, I'm not saying I won't see it at some point, but it's like when you get past the sequel and another one, it's like you're not getting my theater money anymore.
Well, Jason X reminds me of like the difference between Iron Maiden Live After Death and Iron Maiden Somewhere in Time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
I think Eddie's supposed to be a slasher too in there, you know, from Killers.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's got a bloody axe on the first album cover, and there's like a hand that's like, you know, grabbing onto him as he's sinking. Yeah. Right. So his victim is just like wrapped onto his shirt. Going, yeah, man. Absolutely, Eddie is a slasher. Jason X, I know a lot of people got mad about. I don't understand why. Right?
They just didn't like the modern version of Jason. You know, but I like it because I'm like, dude, I can totally see that. I mean, he's an killing machine. I mean, undying killing machine. So he gets cryogenically frozen, and the ants bring him back to life, like these microscopic fucking. Yeah, dude, I totally see that. It was awesome.
Yes, and then of course when he like. I think they try to kill him, right? And then they make him like all cybernetic.
Yeah. Well, they did kill him, and then but the ants got a hold. He fell onto the regenerative machine, what was that? What are those things called? They're called the little robots that come out. You know,
nanites.
Nanites. Yeah, the ants. Right. They call them ants, but they're not nanites, and they come out and they rebuild him. And they repair all the dead tissue, and they give him a new hockey mask, you know, and a new eyeball too. Remember, because she took his eyeball out, like, and the gore factor is definitely there because they take his mask off and they're like, "Oh my god, this motherfucker's ugly." Put the mask back on.
My favorite part of that is when they try to confuse him with a virtual reality
Yeah. That was badass. Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
And he got to kill as much as he wanted. My favorite part was when
they could have kept him there.
When the cyborg's nipples fell off.
Yes.
Like when they were trying nipples on her and she's like, I don't know. And then they just fell off. And he's like, why are you so important to you anyway?
There's a robot that's part of the team. That's like,
I thought that was crazy good. I was like, I can see that. You know, I was like, all right.
Yeah, I think that movie's a lot of fun. But like I said, some people not into
fun is the key word. Like,
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. What part of fucking Friday the 13th 10 don't you understand? Like, really? Like, what are you expecting at this point?
Dude, if you can buy that Mortician's going to eat Jason's heart and becomes Jason, then you can absolutely buy that Jason goes into the future.
That's a gnarly scene.
Yeah, it is. He was going after that heart too, boy.
Yeah, that actor really killed that scene because he's just overcome with this compulsion to do this incredibly disgusting thing. And just, starts just fucking chowing down. Yeah, this is the actual trailer. Remember what I said about the John Carpenter synth?
You can't seriously expect me to go to work on things.
Yeah, so basically you've got this girl that is just kind of an asshole to everybody. She's just a sourpuss. It's just like one of those people that's miserable, so they have to make everybody else as miserable as they are.
Yep.
Basically. Wait a second. I think this is a better resolution on this one. Let me swap the videos here.
You can't seriously expect me to go to work on Thanksgiving.
No other paying customers come.
Right. So basically, like I said, it's basically about a siege on a diner.
Yeah.
Well, that's opened on Thanksgiving, and these people take Thanksgiving very serious, so they kill and try to kill and cannibalize.
Through the door, then you can all go after we tidy up.
Are you open?
And there's Linnea quick.
There's our girl. She's still cute.
There's our girl.
She's still cute at 70 years old.
Yeah.
Ew.
This is, I mean,
I'm 60,
God, man.
Preston. I'm 60. It's okay.
Right. It does, but doesn't it bum you out when you're like, this is the chick that danced naked, except for stockings, on top of a tomb in Return of the Living Dead?
I know.
That's her?
Yes.
Holy
That's
shit.
her. Yeah, that's trash.
That's our girl, Linnea Quigley. That's what we're talking about.
Linnea Quigley is...
Shit, we just watched that movie the other night, too. God damn.
Linnea Quigley is like one of the undisputed queens of the
Screen Queen.
And what I always liked about her, she's in, it is actually Friday the 13th 4. She's in Creepazoids,
The mall one.
Sorority,
The mall, the one in the
Sorority
mall,
Girls,
can't
That's a
remember
Slime,
the name.
Bolorama, and like a billion other movies that whose titles I can't even think of. A lot of them are trash, not worth watching, but she was always worth watching.
Yes.
And it was her, Brinky Stevens, right? And there was a third one too, right? Where basically you rented the movie, you were going to see them naked. Like there weren't like you were gonna get at least boobs, maybe some bush.
Okay, but we're not going to see that in this movie, are we?
No. She's 70. She's got. They're not going to do
Not
her
hers
like
anyway.
That. They're not going to do her like that.
One about an outdated, hypocritical
You might see
appropriation
her,
class.
but not her.
Like, because she wants everybody when they think of her to think of that nubile young woman dancing on top of that tomb with those perfect.
She was so punk.
Cheeks.
You know what I'm saying? Like super punk.
Yeah, they kind of get around the lack of special effects in this in like pretty clever ways, I think. Right? Where you can tell it's like, no, they did not have this effect for this person's face being set on fire. So instead, right as it's about to happen, they cut to like what's known as a wheel-to-wheel shot. They cut to like fire in a pan. Oh yeah, they also are into this family's also into traps. They're very into traps. Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
This is a direct reference to Zombie right here.
Might like the taste of a Thanksgiving turkey. Have you ever seen anything so beautiful?
I have to say, she's like the weak link in the cast. They could have gotten somebody way better than her. She kind of sticks out.
She comes off too dry. She comes off too dry.
What was that?
I said she comes off too dry as a villain.
Yeah,
oddly enough. There's nothing, there's no substance there. All of her lines are too dry.
Yes.
You think that's because of the writer, or you think it's because of her acting?
No, she could have livened that up herself, and a good actress could have made those lines work. She was just, you know what I mean?
Linnea in this, an old woman, right, in her 70s now. Also, I mean, it's like a cameo, but it's a memorable one.
Yeah, it's cute. Like I said, she's still cute. She's still fun. She's still having fun. You know what I mean? It's like she's old and she still gets it, you guys.
Well, look, here's the thing. Those people that were those women that were smoking hot, that are old women now, right? They've lost their looks. Fucking age is more brutal on women than it is guys. I mean, everybody thinks I'm
Did you see Dolly today?
10 or 20 years younger than I am.
Did you see Dolly Parton today? 77 years old, up on stage at the fucking Cowboys game, singing. And she did some Queen. She did "We Will Rock You." And
shit.
Well, everybody knows like the Fountain of Youth is green with little Benjamins all over it.
Right. Yeah, Botox and all that shit.
I know way too many dead rich people that didn't make it to 77, bro.
Right.
She's out there still doing it, though. She was up on stage, and they had a thing she could, like, hold on to while she was trying to shake her 77-year-old butt.
Yeah.
But she was still up there doing it, dude. That's what I mean. It's like,
Well, she upset. This is more music. This is about the music industry anyway, as far as guitars. Because I follow a lot of guitar reviewers and stuff like that. And Dolly Parton
is into his axes.
Well, she like savaged the industry when she went out there with a guitar that was under $100 and played a full concert on it. And people swarmed to that fucking axe. That company made that company $1 million.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's awesome.
Nothing wrong with that at all, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So there are these chicks that were like smoking hot back in the day. They're not smoking hot anymore, but you still got to give them love and you still got to give them respect, right?
How dare you? That is ageism.
She was, but look, Linnea in this movie, she was still cute.
Yes.
She was still trying to be cute at 70 whatever years old.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
she doesn't buy into that. I'm old and done shit. That's what I mean. Is people still having fun, dude?
Absolutely.
That's what I was trying to explain to a bunch of people. Is that I don't know. It's crazy. Like women focus way too much on looks when they get older. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they do. They obsess.
I was trying to like, I'm like, it's much more. It's better if you focus on spending that time with somebody that's going to appreciate you when you get older.
Yeah,
have fun. Have fun. Yeah. Look, getting old isn't a death sentence. Death is a death sentence. Okay, you know.
Oh, seriously, I'm at that point now where I'm like, damn, age really is a number because I don't look my age. I look 20 years younger than I am, and my maturity is like, I don't know. I'd say I'm maybe about like 15 by now. Maturity level.
My libido is about 15.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
The only thing I got to start doing is I got to start taking yoga, Tai Chi classes, something to make sure that as I age, I can move. Because I look at like these martial arts cats.
You want to be able to move, bro. You want to be.
That's right. You're absolutely right. I got a friend of mine, and so I seen him just the other day, and dude, that motherfucker, like, he can barely stand, and he's wheezing. And
I was out there on
the last time I seen him was at my wedding.
I was out in the yard with my grandson.
He was supposed to be on a diet plan, an exercise plan to get himself back into shape, and I guess he fell off it. Because here's the thing, like, his doctor put him on a diet plan, but she even told him, she said, "You know what the problem is, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's my weight." Yeah. So, and I figured, now this was a couple of years ago, and I figured he would work on that, but instead he decided just to work on the diet part of it. And you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
one complements the other.
I'm 60 years old. Okay?
Changing your diet, changing your relationship to food is what you really have to do.
But also keeping those muscles working, because the older you get, you know.
Listening to what I'm saying, guys, I'm 60 years old. I went out in the yard with the kids the other day, throwing the football, having them run routes and cover each other. And then, because I played safety when I was younger, I covered my oldest grandson while the younger one tried to get the ball to him. Now, look, after I covered him for a couple of plays, I said, "You didn't think Grandpa was that fast, did you? I'm 60 years old, dude, and I still keep up with my grandson, bro."
Dude, seriously? Because
don't slow down. Don't ever let yourself slow down, because your body will suck right into that hole.
Oh yeah, no, that's no bullshit. Your body will it's a treacherous little bitch, is what it is.
You don't want to be one of those people that you want to be one of those people. Well, right, there are old people that you meet or you see, and you go, "Damn, that's not that scary," right? Like, I can handle that. Like,
but then there's others where their hip is going, you know, their knees.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's parts of me, like my hands are fucked, right? Okay, my hands are wrecked. Okay, they're just, I'll pick something up and drop it. You know, it's like my hands, they're no good.
Did you have the shot? Did you get the shot?
I've had surgery on me a couple of times, but you know.
Huh? Did you get the shot?
No, hell no. What can I do that for?
I'm saying, because that seems to be a cognitive issue that follows everybody that gets the shot.
Dude, I ain't never done that.
Really?
No, hell no. Look,
yeah.
Absolutely.
When I went to boot camp, they shot me full of a bunch of shit that I never needed. Okay, and I was sick as fuck for a couple of days.
That's because they give you every vaccination whenever you go.
and I said I will never get another fucking vaccine again. Right. That was it for me. If they gave me shit I didn't need, okay, that I would never need, I wasn't going to any of them fucking places where they have that shit.
Right,
you know?
Malaria.
Okay.
Well, a bunch of people I know that went to boot camp, they had to throw up like right after.
Dude,
they call it the gauntlet
for 2 days, not just threw up.
Yeah, they say they call it the gauntlet. Like, you go through this warehouse and it's
after another.
You stop, and by the time you're done, they got a puke barrel over there for you to go puke in.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my god. But like the malaria vaccine, there's actually soldiers who like got the vaccine and killed their wives. Which is what I'm saying is this has happened so many times. It's the vaccine, like it fucks them up in some way, and they end up like killing their loved ones. Can you imagine that shit? Like, just kind of like black it out and wake it up, and you've like shot your lady to bits.
That happened to a couple of wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because
Well,
Chris Benoit, because of the head damage, brain damage he suffered.
Yeah, and the steroids, I don't doubt.
Steroids are a bitch, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did them, and it's
everything.
They will.
Everything
You
is
have
a
to
bitch,
have serious
especially
mental
when you
control to be able to handle that kind of stuff.
Everything is a bitch, especially when you quit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I've never touched that shit. Never will, because I've seen too many people that are just like the rat's so fucking tight. And
Dude,
I'm not about that. I'm about
I
chilling.
dated the girl.
When I did it, that was one thing I was majorly concerned about. So I'd always keep myself in check. If I even thought I was going to be in a situation where I was going to get angry, I'd walk the fuck out.
I dated a girl whose dad.
There were times when, you just don't realize that you're falling into that. And before you know it, you're raging.
Dude, I
You
dated
don't
a
want to
girl.
be that guy.
No, you don't. But
I
it's
dated a girl
rough,
whose
dude.
dad owned a spa, and all the employees in there were all juicing and shit, right? And I had this friend. Her name, I'm not gonna say her name, but she rented a room from me, and she worked there selling sponsored,
Juice?
selling the fucking memberships, right, to the spa. That's what she did, was brought people in, pay your money, and you can use our gym type shit. But she used to, like clockwork, man, catch these dudes in the dressing room, fucking shooting each other up, fucking juicing each other in the ass. It was like fucking hilarious, dude. She had little sayings and little nicknames for all of them.
I remember they busted a steroid ring in New Orleans.
Yeah,
And this
they
was
busted
back
one
when I
in
was
Phoenix,
actually
too.
doing it, And when they walked these dudes out, they had to have like triple handcuffs on these guys because they were so big. They couldn't get their hands.
Yeah.
They could only get their hands about right here.
I think everybody's seen the pictures of the man with like the world's biggest arms. Right?
Yeah, you see
It's not
that?
proportional at all. He just has like giant like gorilla.
Are we talking about the one that put the oil in his arms, or are we talking about the man with the exploding arms? The one from Russia or the one from America?
I think it was made. I forget. I think it was the. I know it was the American guy.
Okay, the American guy, his arms exploded because he ran out of needles. And he was shooting steroids directly into his biceps, right?
Into the muscle. Yeah.
Well, he ran out of needles, and back then they wasn't giving needles away like they are now, right? So he had needles like all over the floor of his house. So he just went and took the juice and shot it in there, and he got an abscess in both arms.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And before he went to the doctor, he had a beer stein that he filled with pus. By taking another dirty needle, sticking it in there, and pulling pus out because he thought he could treat it himself. He mutilated his arms before they went in there, and they had to cut the abscess out.
Oh my God! I've seen that. There is a documentary about that guy. And it's called "The Man Whose Arms Exploded." Yeah, I remember hearing that. Like exploded? Like how? Like spontaneously combusting or something?
Well, no, they say exploding, but actually they never really exploded. It's just that they had to cut the abscesses out, right? So it was no longer just big clumps of muscle. It was like muscle with a big pit of abscess in there, right? So and it was weird, dude. Like the dude's arms are weird. Like he would walk, he would have his arm up like this, and the muscle would hang down right here, and then it'd flex and it'd just go straight up. It was like, it was. But after
it's like body dysmorphia, it's just like, dude,
it is. That's what they say. Like bodybuilding is as bad as obesity. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not healthy. It's absolutely not.
Strain on your heart.
Yeah, and a bunch of those guys do die of that. Their hearts explode. Oh, dude, did you see the guy? He was the dude's legs were fucking huge, right? And he's doing a deadlift of I think it was like 1,500 pounds or something like that, and he's coming up with it, and his thigh bones crack and break as he's coming, and and they just show his bones just crumbling because yes, he has big muscles, but he still has the same
bone
like
density
femur
that he had in the first place.
as anybody else.
I used to see these guys at the gym all the time. Like their upper body would be massive, and you have like these little chicken legs.
Well, there's another dude, and he was at a gym, and you know how you do the leg press where you lay on your back and you push up? Well, he put like, I think he put 1,000 pounds up there. He pushed up. Here's where he made a mistake. He straightened his legs, and then they buckled in instead of coming back out like that. And it was slow too. It wasn't fast. It was like, dude, let me find the video. I'm gonna show it to you. You're in the horror. You're in the body horror.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to put the disclaimer up for this. You weak ass motherfuckers scared. If you're scared, whatever.
We're getting down in the sewer now.
Viewer discretion is advised. All right.
Yeah, and I've also found the man whose arms exploded.
Chris Report, which became an underground hit.
The report covers all aspects of my complete training program.
The short-term medical problem.
What happens when it's
minutes? Blast and fall.
Was a bodybuilder from South America, right? Somewhere in Latin America, like Brazil or someplace like that. And he wanted pectoral implants, but they gave him woman's breast implants. So he went in there to come out looking more manly, and kind of fucking backfired on him.
Arts all day, and you know what I mean. You ever been around a guy that lifts weights? You're like, dude, every 5 minutes you're smelling, rotten ass, and that's because he's blowing his ass up, from taking all the supplements. Well,
supplements really? I don't know that the supplements are the problem.
That's a small side effect. When you're taking steroids, you get big side effects, and of course, I had big side effects.
That's body dysmorphia.
Dumb, dude. There's what?
It's just like.
What's the point?
Yeah. That's the dude right there.
What I'm saying is that somebody that would do this to themselves is not in the right state of mind. That it's a mental illness issue.
No, what's the point of that?
Speaking of somebody who suffers from mental illness himself, I'm telling you, that guy's got something going on.
Years of steroid injections.
He needed weed, man. He needed lots of weed.
Bicep was fighting.
The faces he's making.
Back.
I had tons of, needles, syringes, needles, the whole bit. And I'm over there reusing needles, dropping the damn thing on the floor.
Oh my God! It sounds like any other drug addict.
Blowing it off.
Well, he was.
Yeah. That's what I'm. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I've heard that the NFL is at that point now where like I think they're making the players smaller. I mean, I don't follow football, so I don't know if that's true or not. But I think it got to a point, where like suddenly there was like every guy was just like a Norwegian giant.
You see the difference? Look, that arm's round. That arm's not.
Yeah, that's the abscess they had to cut out.
Yep.
You see the cut? When he cut that, went in, forms a scar. That's a scar. I got to get that taken care of.
Dude, you need, you need to get some other things taken care of before you worry.
Totally self-conscious about that,
Steroids had
All right, I found it.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh, it's terrible. Like I feel like a little guilty laughing about it. Let's see.
Again, I'm just like, what's the point? What's the point of that? There isn't one.
Like I said, it's like Michael Jackson. It's like body dysmorphia. Oh no.
And he's stuck there. He couldn't get out of his back.
Ooh, makes my skin crawl every time I say it.
Broken shit right there. Lots of broken shit.
Literally, my reaction, I literally put my hands over my fucking face. I literally went like, it just went like
There's-
that.
That's a lifetime
Oh, it's
injury.
so
Like you are
gnarly.
not recovering from that ever. You know what I'm saying? Like
You know, oh,
we're looking at knee replacement time right there is what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
And rehabilitation. Because you
That's
had to be
so
so strong. You needed to have the strongest legs.
Oh my god. Oh, well, I remember using that machine once, and when I like the next day, my knees were screaming.
Oh, dude, that'll kill you, dude. There's like I used to do the treadmill all the time because I was like, yeah, treadmill. No, treadmill does nothing
somebody
for
who's
you at
had
all.
surgery on my
you know?
right knee twice. I can tell you right now, that shit right there, dude just went through. That wasn't no fun.
No. Can you imagine that? And he slow too. Like that wasn't quick. It wasn't like snap.
Yeah, can you,
You know what I'm
share that
saying? Like-
again? I gotta see that shit again because I
You wanna
missed
see
a
it
lot
again?
of it because
All right.
my hands literally just shot up over my eyes. It was just like- so I didn't see his reaction. Do you know what I'm saying? I just
let me
saw
find it again.
the one leg going, and I just went, oh.
His reaction was, "Oh my god, my leg's breaking."
Oh my god! Oh, dude! Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
dude, it was horrible, dude. When I
when-
first seen that, I was
Look,
like, "Holy
it
shit!"
wasn't just his knee, dude, because he was trapped in there. So his hip, his thigh bone at the top where his hip is, that shit, that shit got fucked up too, dude.
my god!
Because he's stuck in that seat. He can't get out.
No, once you no, he was committed.
It's like your arm is super strong if you don't fully
Yeah.
extend it,
Yeah.
right? When it's like this, you can
Really vulnerable then.
then you're fucking
Your
dead,
arm doesn't
right?
bend in though. Like it's
Right.
not designed. Some people's do because they're double jointed.
Double
but
jointed.
Your legs
Yeah.
always do that, And when you lock your knees like that, you're asking for trouble, dude.
Oh my god! Oh, yeah.
Now watch,
All right,
watch
ready?
at the bottom. Pause it when he gets to the bottom.
Oh, all right. Hold on a sec. Let me get this full screen.
Okay, now watch right there.
See it?
His
You see where it just
Oh.
popped?
His thigh and his knee right there.
Yeah.
Places.
No,
Now
okay.
watch as it
Oh,
goes
wait.
down.
Let's do this super slow mo.
It's gonna
Yeah,
jam
see.
his hip too into the seat. You see what I'm saying?
Turn it up to
You
4K,
need this in
and we'll
4K.
turn it to playback speed at 0.25. Now let's go back about right.
Oh, this is gonna be so. Oh.
Okay, it comes up and
Break, break.
Oh.
Watch now, watch now. Now the hip is stuck. Now he's stuck. The hip is stuck. He's stuck there.
Can
His
you
hip got
imagine?
fucked up too. dude.
Jesus Christ! And the
Right.
dude filming, I just realized his buddy's like filming, like, oh my god, look at his muscle. You can see, like
Oh my
right
God.
there, he tore
Yeah,
his
the knee's
muscles
gone,
torn right
the
here.
knee's gone. The thigh broke.
Oh.
You see that where it's bulging up and
Yeah.
it's bunching up right there? It's because he
Yeah.
completely tore that muscle away from the bone.
Oh my god! Oh.
Yeah, and he broke his ankle too. His ankle's completely busted.
And I bet you his hip is fucked up too. That's what I'm saying because he was trapped in that seat.
Now, how
his
much
hip-
weight was he pushing? Let me see
I
something.
don't know. It had to have been.
Oh shit!
Well,
Look at that!
it doesn't-
Look
it
at
doesn't-
that, dude.
You can hurt yourself in the gym really easily. We're guys, right? So we get all macho about it, right? Lifting.
If that's
really
all real
heavy weight,
weight,
not good for you.
You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh my
5,
God.
6, 7 plates, and each plate is 50 pounds, right? So 7, 14, 38 plates. So it's
Some
38
stacked on top in the middle
times
too.
50.
Look, some stacked on top in the middle too.
Yeah, that's a row up here, a row down here, and a row on either side, right?
And a stack
So
in the
that's-
middle. And a stack in the middle.
Yeah. So that's about 40, 42 plates. That's 50 pounds each, right?
Motherfucker's trying to fucking push a ton, dude.
50.
He's trying to push a ton. Right
should have been
He's
like, dude,
pushing
yourself.
2 metric tons, a little over 2 metric tons.
Wow. Yeah, and geez, and surprised it went bad. And the thing is, it's just like if you hurt yourself in the gym, you're gonna be hurt for a while.
And his buddy's like,
Well,
hey.
and then his friend, of course, rightfully so, puts his fucking phone down.
No, you never. He went back and filmed it.
Have to.
Oh yeah, well then you are gonna want to take pictures.
Dude, I guarantee you.
Shot in the face with an arrow or something like that before you get that shit removed. And
Hopefully they called the paramedics and they're not just all standing around. But if, like, hopefully somebody is like, here, dude, here's my Viking and I had stash for after workout.
Yeah, I hope somebody give him a piece of leather to bite down on. The dude in pain right there.
If that was me, I would have threw up. As soon as that shit, the pain would have been so. I throw up whenever I get that much pain. My stomach hurts and I fucking puke.
I can't imagine, man.
That's all the weight. Look at that, dude. Look,
and you know what's the really fucked up part? The part that's really gonna fucking hurt? He did it to himself.
Yeah, I know, right?
If he just got hit by a truck, right? If you got hit by a truck,
and your sciatic goes down that leg.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude,
sciatic nerve. Yeah.
Look at the size of those plates.
To walk all over again, dude.
I pinched mine once, and yeah, not fun.
That sciatic's no joke, dude. Like, especially
no,
when you're shooting steroids up and you hit it with the needle.
Oh.
Yeah, that's no joke. That shit hurts. Sends a shock all the way down your leg.
Yeah, they're in the fucking plates. You can see the number.
I think it says 44 pounds, but still, that's around 2 metric tons. You know, look at that. He's got plates stacked on top, plates here,
so
plates there.
He's trying to lift 2 gorillas.
Well, he's trying to lift
2 gorillas worth of weight.
He's trying to push a Volkswagen. Is what he's trying to do.
Oh well, I mean, there was what's his face, fucking Franco Columbu. Do you remember when he was like pulling a car or a bunch of cars?
Yeah, and his knee went out.
Knee went out, and
yeah.
it was like, I dislocate my knee.
I remember that. Look, it's Zelensky.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, nice on the arm. That's good on the arm. Yeah.
Didn't catch that right away. Didn't catch that right away.
Ooh.
Oh.
He said, "Oh, that hurts." I say.
Oh man, yeah, you'd be making that face too.
How about this one right here?
This just looks like he's crying. Yeah, no shame in that. Oh.
This has become a body dysmorphia show.
The following video contains graphic and disturbing images.
How
is
that
dude's leg?
Thanksgiving dinner. We're gonna show you some gross shit now.
How do you fucking do that, dude? That's
Look him back up. Right.
Oh, dude getting stepped on? That's never good.
Accent.
He's a gymnast. He's a gymnast.
He landed on his head. Yeah.
Oh
I wonder if they got the one where she broke her neck.
Oh.
Or did she twist her ankle? It looks like she broke her neck.
Yeah, she probably
busted
landed
her neck.
on.
I wonder if they're going to show the one in here. Oh fuck, dude.
Oh Jesus.
God, those guys. Why even do that? Why would you do that? That's crazy.
Well, for glory, right? Oh my God.
That, go draw something.
I mean, I don't get it personally, but whatever. Oh.
He's like, let me kick that back for you.
Yeah, let me kick that back into place for you, buddy.
Yeah, this dude's laughing. This dude's laughing, so this guy must be like double jointed.
He's not double jointed. He collapsed. He can't move. You know that reminds me of? You remember that? You remember that movie where the aliens, like when they were human, they had their legs were going the right way, but when they decided to go back to their real alien form, their legs like popped backwards. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
It was Contact or something like that, or
it was not The Invasion. It was something like that. Yeah. With Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Was it Charlie Sheen? Or was that chick from Silence of the Lambs?
That was First Contact, I think.
That's what I thought. Yeah, something like that. And it was, that's what that reminded me of. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. Like, that's really starting to make me queasy.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Go watch The Last Thanksgiving and hope we didn't make you lose your dinner.
Hey, it's this motherfucker's fault. If you just toss your cookies and just throw up like an entire Thanksgiving dinner, thank that guy. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
What trips me out is some of these guys, you know, they do these insane squats. And it's like you have all these people holding the weight up for you, you know, and these guys are all psyched up. They're like, yeah. And this one guy, he was all psyched up for it. And as soon as they let the weight go, he went down. And as he's coming up, blood just starts spewing out of his nose, his eyes, his ears, everything. Like and he just fucking passes out as he's going down with the weight. You know,
brain hemorrhage. Done.
And I'm like, how is that worth it? How is that fucking worth it? You know
that guy probably didn't survive that.
Probably not, you know, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, that's some insane shit. Like these guys pulling at.
Yeah, there's one picture actually that I found. Share. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, what was that? Was that the was that the Justice League What's Up video?
No,
have you ever seen that fucking thing?
It's just Batman going, you know, some things are just dumb.
Yeah, this is for the next time we do a Paul Naschy movie, like if we do Assignment Terror, check that out. He was a
back in the day,
star.
wasn't 1961?
Yeah, but look how much weight he's lifting.
Exactly. Yeah, like bodybuilders back then never looked like modern bodybuilders. Like that was a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, actually, he wasn't a bodybuilder. He was a power lifter, right? So he was actually a circus strongman, and so the circus strongmen weren't bodybuilders. They were just fucking strong.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is back then,
strong, you don't lift really heavy weights. Do you know what I'm saying? It's real strength as opposed to like cosmetic, cosmetic muscle.
Yeah.
It's like the Chinese kung fu cats, right? About mad crazy strength, but they don't have they're thin. They're not bulky at all.
Well, back then bodybuilders, they didn't look like bodybuilders now. Like now bodybuilders look like mammoths. You know what I'm saying? Like they're ripped.
If you put that guy
motherfuckers weren't ripped back then.
Arnold back in the day? Yeah, no fucking way. I think I remember.
Look how much he's pulling right there. That's not even 50-pound weights. That looks like 25-pound weights on either side.
I don't know about that. I mean, he was like actually because he wanted to be a soccer player, and then he fucked his leg up, and he's just like, oh shit, I can't play soccer anymore, so I'll become a strong man.
Yeah.
And then after that, then he became a pulp novel writer, and then he started making horror movies, a whole fucking bunch of them.
Who is that?
Paul Naschy. Like he's like the Spanish Lon Chaney. He played like every monster at one point or another. He played the Mummy. Made 12 movies where he appears as Valdemar Daninsky. Well, you've seen Assignment Terror. He's the werewolf in that.
And what? Oh, that's him? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good werewolf. I thought he was badass.
Yeah.
He doesn't just play the werewolf in that movie, though. He plays werewolf in another movie, too.
Like 12 movies.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'll have to look him up.
Valdemar Daninsky is the name of the character. And what's funny, it's the same character in every movie, but there's no continuity whatsoever. In one, Dr. Jekyll. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. The werewolf versus Dr. Jekyll. The werewolf meets Dr. Jekyll, I think it's called, where Dr. Jekyll tries to cure him of his lycanthropy by turning him into Mr. Hyde, but then he's Mr. Hyde and he's still like going out and fucking killing people. That's a great movie. I definitely recommend that one. But yeah, next week I'm thinking maybe it has been a while since we did a Paul Naschy movie. Although really, this isn't really a great example, but it's a Spanish House of Frankenstein, basically. You've got the Frankenstein monster, the werewolf, the mummy, and a vampire. Not Dracula though, which I don't understand because you could easily, at that point the copyright had definitely expired.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we'll call it a night. What time is it?
11.
Time for us to book. Anyway, people, happy Thanksgiving. So thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. Pops, tell these people where they can find you.
Madness Comic Network.
Okay. Hi. Preston, where can people find you?
On the phone.
I'm just fucking with them. Preston, of course, absolutely fucking killing it. My boy, follow him on Twitter at Nicky the Pipe. My guy, you know, he is. I'm getting the, you know, he's sending me 6 Gunnerella pages, and I'm telling you, this is going to be two absolutely beautiful books, and I can't wait to launch the campaign for that. Pops, you want to take us out? With
I do have a little bit of an. I got a little bit of an announcement. B.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got to share a screen real quick though, because we're doing this little thing that I did last year and was fun, and I thought we'd do it again this year. Share my screen and show you guys what I'm talking about. I challenge you, okay, starting today is the 2nd annual Madness Christmas Day Unboxing Challenge. For those of you who want to participate, don't open anything you get this month. We'll all meet together on Christmas Day, live out here. We'll all unbox all of our stuff together, dude. Just like we did last year. What about those
who don't celebrate Christmas? Either because they're not Christian or because they're just like Scrooges.
You can still just, if you want to participate, you just don't open anything until Christmas Day and you come out live and join us. We had 4 or 5 people do it last year. It was a blast. You know, I mean, I had 5 or 6 packages and everybody had stuff that they had been, you know, that they had backed earlier in the year that just happened to land in their lap during December. You know, so we just kept them all for one big unboxing show. It was cool. And anybody
that actually reminds me, there's something I have to buy for Preston. And
that was the other thing.
Because, like, you know, he doesn't want to spend money on it because then his wife's going to find out. But if I just buy it and then send it to him in the mail, she'll be none the wiser.
Okay, well, this is the other thing that I want you.
That's a genuine, fits the description, the definition of a conspiracy, for sure.
And the other thing I want to say is, I know, guys, it's Christmas, and we all think about buying stuff for somebody else. We don't think about ourselves and what we want. We think about what we're going to buy for our loved ones. Think about buying a comic for one of your loved ones and help these guys out, because this is the hardest time of the year. The hardest time of the year for the creators to make money, guys.
Yeah.
Consider buying your kids a comic. Consider buying your friend a comic, your brother, your sister. Find a comic, an indie comic that you think they would like. Get it for them. You know, help these guys out, man. That's really what this is about. It ain't the summer of 2020 anymore. Now it's October, November for these guys every year. It's November and October, November, December every year. Okay, these guys, that's the hardest part of the year for them, and that's why I'm working that much harder at this time of the year for these guys. Okay, so
I mean, you know, does Aunt Margaret really need like another pair of like bunny slippers? Buy her a fucking comic instead. You know? And there's enough diversity of genre.
There's so much cool stuff, guys. Look,
so much cool stuff.
If you're looking for kids' books and you can't find any, hit me up and I will send you in 10 different directions of cool people that got cool kids' books. You know.
Oh man. Preston just dropped out. I didn't get mad.
Especially your spouses, especially the spouses that aren't really into comics, but you know the stuff that they're into, and you know there's a comic that covers that. That falls in that genre. Get them something that they will like, so they start liking comics, yo.
Yep. If they're into Western, get them a Western comic. If they're into crime, get them a fucking crime comic.
Yes. Look, guys.
So on and so forth. Horror, and so on and so forth.
I always get my grandkids' books. It's not always comic books. Sometimes, you know, it's like they'll tell me I want, you know, Dogman or whatever, and I'll get them what they want. But if they don't give me a hint, then I got to guess. You know, but Cookies and Scream by Krista Crawford was great book for the kids. Glenn in Monsterland was good. There's a few of them, man, that were just perfect.
Choice.
Yeah, if you're looking for something and you don't know, and you know, look, comics is still comics, guys. Just because it's Christmas don't mean these guys ain't trying to make a living. All right?
We're trying, man. We're trying. That's the dream. That's the dream. We're all trying to live the dream of you know, just spending all of our time making comic books because we love comic books. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Thanks for coming out, Preston.
I hope I didn't just get him into trouble. I didn't just get him into trouble. I hope his wife isn't like that. I hope she didn't overhear that and like is mad at him now, and like his woman is mad at him because of me.
Because of you, Brian. Because of you.
I don't want to be responsible for an angry woman.
He's like, I'm turning this shit off or I get in trouble.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. When women are fucking angry at you, oh, Jesus, man. I want to be anywhere fucking near them. But yeah, Pops is going to roll some trailers. And so until next time, peace, love, and metal.
You know what's up. Do it. Hogzilla, baby.
There is a creature in the swamps. It lives to destroy. The beast they call Hogzilla.
After his latest get-rich scheme goes sideways, Gary Duba, the quintessential Florida man, ends up with a stash of somebody's high-end memorabilia. His gal Crystal is on probation and preparing for the fight of her life, squaring off against Australia's Queen of Combat. Delilah's got her back in training, staying off rich foods and the nose candy. Meanwhile, Gary and his best friend Floyd have been hired to wrangle a massive, abnormally aggressive feral hog that's terrorizing the swamp and wrecking Gary's old neighborhood. Can they bag the elusive monster swine without destroying the Sunshine State? Reserve your copy of Florida Man vs. Hogzilla at FloridaManComics.com. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with a mommy issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. With her other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.